just, you know, the sexual part.
Right.
And lucky for me, I wasn't going back to Chicago anytime soon, so it really didn't matter.
So you were left with a bad taste in your mouth.
Something, yeah. Yeah.
People are infuriated with Tucker Carlson interviewing this guy. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Barack Obama has not been a president for this many years. Shame on you, Tucker. You're just doing it for eyeballs. I think I heard Jon Stewart. If you can pull up Jon Stewart, it wasn't even Jon Stewart. I think I saw another person that said his failed propaganda show on Twitter. His failed propaganda show on Twitter after getting fired from Fox. So that's the storyline on what they're saying, right? But anyways, he interviews this guy, Bit Risky. Rob, I think you brought him up to us like a month ago. Didn't you bring this up a month?
Well, guys, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title of this video, and I'm pretty sure if you guys have followed me for a long time, you probably have an idea of exactly where I stand on this issue and my actual thoughts. But don't worry, I will leave that towards the end of the video, especially given the fact that I also need to give you guys some updates because we just had a YouTuber essentially get locked up for questioning 2020. Don't worry, we're not going to be talking about that, but don't worry, I will be explaining this situation to you because believe it or not, this story about Obama, this theory about Obama being gay, Larry Sinclair and stuff, has actually been out for a very long time. Now, guys, before we go any further in this video, I need you to know right now, this video right here is this is going to be my attempt at trying to stay within the community guidelines and not getting removed from YouTube because I'll be giving you guys those updates more towards the end of the video of why that's the case. But obviously, due to the nature of this particular topic, yeah, even though a lot of people have made videos on this topic already, one of these, of course, we're going to be responding to in jest because it was absolutely hilarious. More so towards the second half of the video. Yes, this theory has actually been around for a while, and it's not exactly a topic that people love to discuss, and for whatever reason, a topic that the left does not like to discuss. Now, let me go ahead and say this. You would figure with the current agenda that's being pushed on people right now, you would figure that the left would actually embrace this. They haven't. They've attacked anybody and everybody who has spoken up about this issue, anybody and everybody who has spoken up about the possibility of Barack Obama being gay. For whatever reason, they are going out of their way to attack these people. Of course, Tucker Carlson, he did an interview with Larry Sinclair, and I'll get to Larry Sinclair here in a second. But to me, I find it absolutely hilarious that this very, very pro-gay faction, this very, very pro-gay side of the aisle was actually going absolutely crazy because somebody from the past was interviewed by Tucker Carlson. Somebody from the past. And I know that there's going to be a lot of jump cuts like there always are after roughly 2 minutes in any of my videos. But somebody from the past. You see, the past is very important because obviously Barack Obama, the 44th president of the United States, he wasn't a very good president. It was absolutely horrible. As a matter of fact, most of the crap that we're dealing with today is a result of him. The SJW nonsense, the CRT, the constant attacks on the Second Amendment, the constant attacks on the First Amendment. Oh, what else was it? Oh, yeah, that's right, auditing Tea Party groups, all that type of stuff. You know, the weaponization of the DOJ and the IRS, that actually started under Obama. Okay, you use it like crazy. So we're obviously still dealing with a lot of his crap. Obviously, former President Trump cannot overturn just about everything that Obama did to this nation. And I know some people have probably got upset. And obviously, Joe Biden is making things a lot worse. Like I said, this video right here was probably going to turn some people off. I may not have said that at the very, very beginning, but quite frankly, it is what it is because obviously we have to talk about this. But I advise you guys, please stick around, even if you do plan on hitting the dislike button, because you would actually be very surprised at what I have to say. So, who is Larry Sinclair? Now, according to my analytics, the age analytics of my channel, some of you may not remember who this guy is. I mean, I do have some younger viewers, and I do have some viewers age 25 to 34 who may not remember who Larry Sinclair is. Larry Sinclair is a gentleman that popped up, I want to say in 2007, 2008 time frame, right around the time that Obama was running for president. And of course, he would go on to say that he had a sexual encounter with former President Obama. But it's very, very weird why it is that the media is responding and they're reacting to this one, because back in 2008, they weren't exactly reacting or responding. Now, before we go any further, I want to play this little minute and a half from the Tucker Carlson show, and don't worry, we'll get to all the others here very soon, but we kind of need to prime this video and see exactly where it was. It's basically a refresher of a story that's been around for a very long time, something that people just don't want to talk about, but there was another commentator who did cover this in depth. But let's go ahead and get to this right here first. We'll see for ourselves exactly what's going on here. Let's see if he's credible or not.
I got dropped off. They left. The next day was somewhat interesting because he ends up showing up at my hotel room, which I thought was somewhat weird, but
He wanted some more. Mm-hmm. So when you say he showed up,
he showed up. I mean, I had no warning. I was in the room. There's a knock on the door. I open the door, and he's standing there. And he's standing there with more Coke, and he comes in. And it was just like a quick, rehash or rerun from the night before.
exact same program.
Exact same program.
Was he smoking again?
Yep.
So Barack Obama smokes crack, and then you perform oral sex on him.
And like I said, the only reason I had come out about it is I had reached out to the campaign even in 2007, only because I saw all these kids getting excited about it.
Okay, wait. So how did that end?
Same way. You get off, you finish smoking, you leave.
Thanks, bye?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. What did you think of him?
I thought it was interesting. I thought he was definitely a con. But
What do you mean by that?
well, in my life at that point, you made it clear I had already been around.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. So when people are doing things because they actually really enjoy it, or they're sincere, or they're looking, for a connection, or they're doing something because they're looking for an in, or they're looking for a hook, or it's a game.
Yeah.
So for me, I felt that it was a game for him. It was like, okay, what?
At the very, very, very beginning, I really love the look that Tucker Carlson gave Mr. Sinclair about that doesn't exactly look like a it left a bad taste in your mouth. It was just a very, very funny look that Tucker gave him. But then again, if you've ever watched Tucker Carlson, he's interviewed just about anybody and everybody, and he always has some very, very wild looks on his face when he does it, especially when he interviews the people from the Satanic Temple. But still, we got to ask the question. So, how long has Larry Sinclair been going with this story? Well, let's just go ahead and step back for a second. Why does a man keep the same story for over 20 years? Apparently, this happened back in 1999. Obama, by the way, had been elected as Illinois State Senator in 1998. Not only had that there happened, but a very interesting note. Former Chicago Bears coach, Super Bowl winning coach, the only Super Bowl that they have, Mike Ditka, he was planning on running for the Senate that year against Obama. He chose not to on the Republican ticket. If Mike Ditka had actually ran, we may have actually avoided Obama altogether. So, Mike, I'm pretty sure you're kicking yourself. If you're not kicking yourself, don't worry. Other people probably will after seeing this video. But still, at the same time, though, Larry Sinclair, he's been around for a very long time, which makes you think that maybe his accusations, maybe what he is saying is absolutely true. I'm pretty sure many of you guys have seen the internet theories. You guys have seen videos of Barack calling Michelle Mike and crap like that. Got to tread lightly in these videos. I'm pretty sure that you guys have seen that. And then not to mention the fact that you get this love letter, or this letter that Obama gave an ex-girlfriend, where he talked about having guy on guy in his brain. And of course, you had Malik Obama come out and say that Obama coming out in favor of the agenda that's going on in the schools to little kids. He's actually very, very much in favor of that. And Malik, of course, came out and said, yes, Obama is gay. Makes you think that maybe there's a lot of smoke here, but it also makes you think that there just might be some fire. However, there is one person who did get the story a long time ago. That man's name was Dinesh D'Souza. You guys remember Dinesh D'Souza? Dinesh, he came out and did that movie, Obama's America 2016, and then he did another a sequel. He asked the question, what would the world look like if America was not on this earth? Exactly how that would have changed history. He also made the 2016 video, what was it, Hillary's America, the Democrats, the history of the Democratic Party, and then, of course, Death of a Nation, and then, of course, he did the one called Trump Card, where he actually interviewed Mr. Sinclair?
At that time was a state senator.
I actually had no idea who he was.
And then when did you find out that it was Barack Obama?
Watching the 2004 DNC convention.
Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. Thank you.
And it hit me, and at the time I was just kind of floored.
Good afternoon. My name is Montgomery Blair Sibley. I'm the attorney for Larry Sinclair.
Now you have this press conference.
I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine.
After the press conference, you are arrested
by the D.C. Police Department upon the orders of Beau Biden, Attorney General for Delaware.
So this is Joe Biden's son, Beau Biden.
It is. Apparently he had a grand jury indictment from 2 weeks after I went public on Obama accusing me of theft that never took place.
Shortly before you made these public allegations about Obama, you were contacted, you say, by a man named Donald Young.
Donald Young was the choir director in Jeremiah Wright's church in Chicago.
This is the church Obama attended?
Exactly.
And what did Donald Young tell you?
That he, too, had intimate relations with Barack Obama and had for years, and that I needed to protect myself, that they were going to come after me.
What happened to him?
He was shot point blank in his apartment in Chicago.
The murder was never solved?
No, it wasn't.
Donald Young's mother subsequently...
I mean, it doesn't seem to me like the guy's not credible. But then again, though, like I said at the very, very beginning of this video, libs, lefties, why are you so upset? I mean, wouldn't you be proud that you got the first gay president across the finish line? I mean, Newsweek came out and said first gay president, not first black president. That was actually given to Bill Clinton, even though former President Trump obviously having a mugshot kind of denotes that maybe he's the first real black president. But still, at the same time, though, I mean, it is what it is. Why are you guys panicking? Why are you guys so upset? Well, there's actually a lot more on Sinclair. So I went to the Patrick Bet David podcast, and I was listening to some of the things that we're saying. I planned on just doing a good old-fashioned My Personal Theory video. It was going to be about a 20-minute video. And as I'm sitting there hitting the heavy bag and I'm working out, I'm listening to this 35-minute segment, which, by the way, I'll link in the description box. I did not get all of it, and you guys obviously saw some of it at the very, very beginning in the opening montage. And for like the next 3 minutes or so, you know, this guy right here asked a lot of questions. This interview, by the way, was actually pretty well hilarious, but we got to kind of build up to it. Let's go ahead and roll this. 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Make sure you guys listen all the way through, and then we'll listen to the other side of this, and we'll come back.
He's a little rascal. That guy, besides the drugs and all that stuff, let's just really break down.
Let me be clear.
Yeah. First of all, that the night in question, the Larry Sinclair, Pat, he's visiting his godson. He's graduating from the military naval thing. He gets a limo. He leaves. He asks the limo driver, hey, I want to hook up with dudes and I want to do drugs. The limo driver goes, I have the spot and I know some people. So this is like he's delivering gay guys to Barack almost like Uber Eats, but for gay men. It's like Uber gay. So
this is in Chicago?
In Chicago.
When is this?
In Chicago. So, in Chicago. So, guys, he brings him there, Pat. He gets Barack. They have some drinks. He's doing cocaine with him on a CD thing. Barack pulls out a pipe and he smokes it. And even Larry Sinclair's like, to each his own, whatever. They start getting down in the limo. But here's the thing where people are like, why do you care? And listen, I'll get to that point. But let's go. I did a timeline, Pat, of suspect activity. And first of all, yesterday, Michelle Obama, knowing that this interview was coming out, she traveled to Mallorca, Spain, and spent time with her close friends, Jamie Costa and his husband, Michael Smith, a gay couple, without Barack. Barack stayed back, all right? Let's go do the timeline. 1999, he smokes crack with Larry Sinclair, who, mind you, Pat, signed the affidavit and passed the lie detector test. I don't know if any of you guys have taken lie detector tests. I have in the military. You're not a guy, some random dude that's gay and does drugs, and he's not passing it, Pat. CIA operatives know how to pass it because they train to pass it, okay? So I think his claim is legit. Let's go 2007. Choir director at Barack Obama's church, Donald Young, who allegedly knew about Obama and his homosexuality lifestyle, was murdered in Chicago in his apartment. He was shot multiple times at close range, twice in the head. No signs of forced entry. The door was unlocked, but the neighbors said they didn't hear a gunshot, all right? Fast forward, 2014, Joan Rivers, TMZ asked her on camera if the country was ready for the first gay president, and what did she say? We already have one with Obama, and Michelle Obama's a transgender. 2 weeks later, she dies on an operating table on a routine medical procedure. Fast forward, July 2023, Obama's personal chef, Tafari Campbell, a self-proclaimed trained swimmer, was found dead at Martha's Vineyard, right by the Obama estate. Allegedly, he was paddleboarding in 8 feet of water and he drowned. He was found naked and his clothes were like a far distance away, and they won't let us know who he was paddleboarding with. Oh, and by the way, Michelle and Barack, initially they said that they weren't on the island. They were there, and photos surfaced, Pat, where Barack had a black eye, but nobody got into that situation.
Brokeback Vineyard.
Exactly. And lastly, just recently, old love letters from 1982 resurfaced that Barack wrote to his then college sweetheart, Alexandra McNair, and in one of those letters, he wrote, and I quote, "In regard to homosexuality, I must say that I believe this is an attempt to remove oneself from the present, a refusal perhaps to perpetrate the endless farce of earthly life. You see, I make love to men daily in my imagination." He tells her this. And here's my thing, Pat. I can care less that if you're gay, if you're not, I don't care. But if you're holding on to that secret and you've been lying to us all this.
One very, very quick nitpick. When that guy said that he had been in the military, he'd received a lie detector test. You know what, dude? I don't hide the time that I was in the military for 4 years and my 2 tours. I don't hide that. I typically try not to harp on it too much, but I don't recall ever getting a polygraph, lie detector, or anything. And that guy is obviously older looking than I am. But still, though, at the same time, though, very interesting. A lot of very interesting stuff there. I mean, a lot of very interesting stuff. Now, somebody's probably going to say that obviously Larry Sinclair is doing this right here to get some additional money. Of course, some people are speculating that he's terminally ill. That right there came up in the interview as well. I mean, I had actually thought about that too. But then again, though, like I said before, he talked to Dinesh D'Souza back in 2020, I think it was 2019, because that was actually when Trump Card was actually in the works. It was actually being filmed. He spoke about this at length in 2007, 2008. The story itself actually sounds somewhat credible, but then again, at the same time, it also does not sound credible. So here is the way I've always thought about this issue. Even if the story sounds absolutely outrageous, this is one of the reasons why it is that you want to keep even bad information on record. Even if it's bunk intel, you want to keep it obviously for record gathering or record keeping. You obviously want to keep it around so that way you can vet it. And one of the biggest problems that people had in 2008 when it came to Obama was nobody actually vetted him. One of the chief complaints that you got every night on Fox News was the media's inability to vet him. It is almost as if to say the media did not want to vet him. Now, obviously, he would not have gotten elected president in 2008 if people knew he was gay. Then again, at the same time, John McCain was a pretty weak candidate. If people knew this in 2012, they might not have believed it and voted for him anyways. In 2016, I don't think people would have cared. In 2020, I don't think people would have cared. So I got to ask the question. And obviously, somebody who's very, very anti-woke, you obviously think that I would care, which, by the way, he's out of office. He's been out of office the entire time. But then again, though, he's also helping push this agenda. So obviously, I'm not in the situation or the point where I'm like, do I care or do I not care? I'm more in the position of, is he causing us any form of harm? Which also makes me wonder exactly why it is that the media has been panicking about this. But it's not just the media who's been panicking about this. Pay attention.
Who has a 27-year criminal history?
Not 27. No,
he's been in. Oh, so now you're Larry Sinclair's lawyer, Vinny.
Did you watch the video last night? Did you watch the video the whole hour?
No, I'm not going to spend an hour on Larry Sinclair. I was studying the economy. I was studying Trump.
But that's the problem, Adam. You didn't see any of it.
That's true.
You didn't hear anything.
You know what I did do? I did spend some time reviewing his rap sheet. So he spent time in jail. In Colorado, South Carolina, Florida, Arizona. He did spend 16 years in jail. He's had 97 run-ins with the law. He's been arrested. Hold on, Vin.
16 years? No, he wasn't.
He's been arrested for forgery, fraud, disorderly conduct, and larceny. By the way, there's now rumors saying that he's terminally ill. So he's going out with a bang. He's got nothing to lose. So listen, if you want to go on, I'm saying this with all sincerity. Yeah. Go there, all good.
Okay.
I'm just inclined not to believe this guy.
So here's my question, Adam.
Yeah.
If let's just say I saw something happen, okay, just because I've been to jail doesn't take away the fact. And I want you to explain something to me, Adam.
97 run-ins with the law that might smoke. You said there's smoke, there's fire, Vinny. It works both ways.
But here's the thing, Adam. How can that guy pass a lie detector test. I don't know if you've ever.
Well,
if you
I
even
actually
know
read about that, and allegedly,
You can't
let's use the word allegedly.
Go ahead.
The polygraph test is what it's called. Came back as it indicated deception. So do some more research, find out what actually happened.
He passed and signed an affidavit, Adam.
Okay, I'm just saying.
So wait, so all
Listen,
the.
I don't have an agenda. I
don't
love you,
have-
brother.
I don't
You
have a-
clearly have an agenda.
No, I don't. But
That you
I
want
wanna-
to
I
convince
just
the
wanna
world
say-
that Obama is gay.
I just want to say,
There's no indication of that.
Now, Adam there does bring up some good points, okay? He does bring up the fact that Sinclair has got a rap sheet. You guys heard earlier that apparently Beau Biden, which, by the way, this is one of the reasons why it is that I even cringe when it comes to Beau Biden, who's supposed to be one of the good Bidens to actually defend. I'll defend his military record, but I never defend Beau as a person because I think that Beau is just as, well, I wouldn't say he's anywhere, I wouldn't say he's definitely not bad like Hunter, but at the same time, though, when you're doing your father's bidding, when you're doing the machine's bidding, obviously I have to look at you in the face and ask you, I understand you're doing your job, but still at the same time, though, if your job includes coming after me when I'm innocent, it makes me wonder what kind of person that you really and truly are. But then again, at the same time, it is a bit of a machine. It does make me wonder, though, with the situation, the rap sheet that Larry Sinclair has, it does make me wonder if he's not credible at all. However, though, you also got to ask yourself a question. Why is it that the lady's got to have bad eyesight because she was a prostitute? Why is it that this person is not credible because of something he did in over 20 years ago? I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but during the Kennedy assassination, the Daltex building, which is catty corner across the street from the school depository, it actually was the jail at one point. Well, not the Daltex building, but the building below that, the building to the side, was actually the Dallas jail. A lot of people in the story buildings, 5th and 6th story, claim that they saw somebody with a rifle at the school book depository. They actually saw more than one person. Now, granted, people love to oftentimes say that these people were, in fact, not credible because they were in the jail. I think a lot of that depends. Do they have an actual, honest-to-God history of lying or whatnot before I decide to say I agree with them or I believe them or not? If a person has done time in jail, I'm always willing, regardless of, depending on the crime, because let's face it, some crimes are much worse than others. I would obviously not hire a thief. I would obviously not want to hire somebody who had killed somebody. But if they'd been 20 or 30 years since and they'd actually lived a pretty clean life or whatnot, I might be willing to give them a chance. Not working for me, but based upon something that they said. Still, though, this right here does obviously raise some red flags. But to me, it goes back to what I said before, and Patrick Bet David actually brought this up. Why does it matter at this point in time to
What's
the left?
confusing for me is the following. Why are people on the left so worried if he's gay?
That's what I'm asking.
Why are people on the left so like, what is wrong with being gay, leftists? Huh? Mr. Democrats? Aren't you guys LGBTQ? Aren't you guys like, what is wrong with being
I thought
gay?
it was okay to be
I'm
whatever.
sorry.
There's also gay Republicans.
Shouldn't Democrats come out in support of saying, hell yeah, we got a gay president?
Congratulations.
Why are you all of a sudden anti-gay? Why are Democrats all of a sudden so concerned about the president being all this other stuff? I watched this guy. I mean, look, even if you're terminally ill, it's not this the first time he's coming out with the story.
25 years ago.
25 years ago. It's not the first time he came out with the story.
In Washington.
Yeah, so he came out with the story years ago. And, he's coming out with it again. It's not like it's last minute. So even to say he's terminally ill, that's more of a reason to say you want your legacy to be, there lies the man that gave a president a blowjob. Like, is that your legacy? So what is it going to say on your tombstone, right? Cracking blowjobs, right? That's your tombstone? Is that what you want your legacy to be?
Yeah.
Walking by, Mom, who is this? What is a blow? You're going to have to kind of go through that. Yeah. So, no, I don't know. I think, there's a part of it that's true. And to me, I don't know a lot of presidents. I don't know a lot of men who accidentally call their wives a man's name 2-3 times.
Well, I know the real reason why it matters to the left. You see, the left and the neoliberal establishment are not the same. The radical left, the people that you see out there with the pride flags, helping out, being useful idiots to the trans agenda, all that type of stuff, then the LGBTQ, I told you guys before this video is probably going to get a yellow dollar sign. Those people out there are radicalized. However, there is a certain section of neo-lib voters, Democrat voters, who quite frankly will not come out and say it, but are actually homophobes themselves. Yeah, they actually are. They're not okay with gay marriage and stuff like that, but because it's politically expedient, they go along with the program. So when they find out that their personal favorite president, Barack Hussein Obama, who, by the way, did not make their life better and made everybody's life a lot worse, when they find out that he could, in fact, be gay, it obviously screws with them because they obviously went out of their way to put a gay leader in office, which, by the way, I'll explain the problems of that after you guys see this.
I've never done that.
Do you have any?
Who did Barack call
Michael.
Michelle?
He's called Mike. He said.
Called his,
oh, hold on.
He called
Michael,
his,
Michelle.
but
Many times. Many times
Yeah.
he's called
So-
him
so
Michael
for
live.
me-
So you
for
want
me-
him to be gay?
No, I don't, Adam. That's
for
not the,
me, all I'm saying is I'm staying skeptical. I'm staying skeptical. And to be quite frankly, like the most pathetic thing to me is that Democrats are embarrassed if he's gay.
Exactly.
That tells you how much of a hypocrite you are that you're now defending against a person being gay, where to you it's normal to be gay. Why do you care so much? That's the problem I have. I don't have a problem with all the other
I
details.
have an issue here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
And I'm just gonna say something. I believe these stories just as much as I believe the stories about Donald Trump. Let me explain. So, and by the way, I'm not an Obama guy. How often do you hear me defend Obama? I said I like Bill Clinton and I like Joe Manchin and
You voted for Obama, though.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That I have to
supported
love
You're
him?
an Obama guy.
No, we're not going to play this game.
It's not a game.
You also voted for Obama.
I didn't vote for Obama.
Okay.
Okay,
I never.
let me stick up for my man Vinny, though. They call him a conspiracy theorist.
That's true.
I'm a
But the
coincidence
mainstream media, they went over P tapes, mainstream. Stormy McDonald's, mainstream.
Thank you.
So that. I
So
think that's
my
your
point is this: I'm skeptical as hell when I hear, Trump has a love affair with his daughter Ivanka. There's people like, oh, he probably bangs his daughter. I'm like, dude,
Yeah, that's too far.
this is not a thing.
Right.
Okay. Oh, he goes to these modeling competitions for girls who are under 18, and nah, I don't really think so. I do think that Trump has cheated on his wife umpteen times and has banged hot porn star chicks like Stormy Daniels and models like Karen McDougal. I actually think that's true. Okay. But the point is, not every story you hear is actually true.
That's your pushback?
No, what I'm saying is this. I don't think that Democrats are basically being like, how dare you? I
They
don't
are,
think.
though. No, they are.
No. I just
Yeah,
think
they
they're
are.
like, here's another ridiculous story
No, they are.
that they want to push. And the guy's married for the last 20
No,
years.
that's kind of like
Adam,
let me
to be
give
fair, Adam,
let me give the
all right,
opposite side.
you read all
Let
this
me
stuff, Adam.
let me
Loosen their
let me
mind.
give the complete opposite argument. Let me give the complete opposite argument. This is kind of like a word comes out that Ron DeSantis running for president.
This to me was absolutely hilarious, the exchange. How it was that they basically went out of their way to say, I didn't vote for this guy. No, I didn't vote for this guy. Bro, Adam is the type of guy who wears tapered jeans. Tapered jeans. The skinny jeans are like tapered at the very, very bottom. Call me old-fashioned, but I still wear, for the most part, relaxed, loose, and cowboy cut jeans. That's just me. You're not going to catch me. I wouldn't be caught dead wearing tapered pants, okay? I think tapered pants is very, very effeminate. And let's just go ahead and be honest. Both of those guys, quite frankly, look, you could say that they're very, very well dressed or whatever, but they look to me like they may have actually voted for Obama at least once or possibly even twice. I just found it funny how it is that they suddenly said, you know what, because he's gay, we suddenly didn't vote for him. Guys. You voted for it. But I did say I did not give you. I did say that I was not going to give you my full thoughts on him. Okay, I'm just simply calling him the gay guy for the purposes of this video because it's pretty obvious based upon their reactions that they do in fact feel like, maybe these rumors are in fact true. And if I didn't mention it earlier, there's the whole spiel about him calling Michelle, Michael, that type of stuff. There, I didn't respond to it earlier. The reason why I didn't respond to it the way you might have thought that I would have responded to it is because, quite frankly, I don't think it. I'll just put it this way here. The videos are out there. I'll link a couple in the description box. Some very, very important ones because obviously conspiracy theorists were going a little bit crazy right around the time that Barack Hussein Obama came around. I'll address the Michael thing here towards the end of the video because I got to be honest with you guys. There's a lot of videos floating around there, but I'll give you guys more of an expansion on that very, very shortly. So, yeah, you might come to the conclusion, given everything we know, the letter, giving everything we know about the chef and all this stuff, that he may be somebody who's gay. It's very possible. However, as I said before, the Larry Sinclair story has actually been around for a very long time. I just find it funny that somebody picked up on it. And it's possible that Larry Sinclair could, in fact, be terminally ill. It's possible that he's trying to go out with a bang. It's possible that maybe he's looking for some additional money. But then again, though, I don't see people keep the same story for close to 20 years, especially seeing how it was 1999 and he was the state senator, that right there being Obama. I have a hard time seeing somebody hang on to a story like that if it wasn't true. Now, with that right there being said, guys, I have to give you guys my personal thoughts before I go into the update section and close this video down. Like I said, I mean, it's just weird to me that the left would absolutely go crazy over this story. It's just weird that the left would respond the way they do, especially given the agenda that they've been trying to push on our kids and everybody else and the authoritarian nature of it. It just makes me wonder. But now all of a sudden they're very, very quick to say, no, he's not gay. Well, let me go ahead and give you guys my thoughts. I personally think that Barack Hussein Obama...
Jeff Munson here. You like watching people get fucked for free? Watch me fuck Mark Kerr for free. I'm gonna fuck him. I'm gonna put these hands right around his ass and fuck his ass.
I tossed that in there because obviously if I tell you guys what I really and truly feel, YouTube will probably banish this channel to the shadow realm, which, by the way, is these updates. So, we need to have a conversation. Won't take but a second. Now, guys, I've been telling you guys for a while that I've been trying to change the direction and the tone of the channel, which, by the way, I think I pretty much have. I'm not posting as many videos. The videos that I'm posting are obviously much, much longer. The reason why is because they have a tendency to get out there a little bit further in the algorithm. They tend to get more of a boost, and obviously, the more watch hours you have, obviously, the better chance you have at getting your channel noticed. Obviously, I do this because I want to be successful at it, and of course, I've created a lot of other channels, a lot of other content. I'll leave some links in the description box. By the way, a lot of these channels I've not posted to. The idea was basically to create like my own little specter. If you guys ever saw James Bond, you may know what I'm saying. John Claymore at the top, and then of course you got 5 or 6 other channels, and of course the content of this channel was supposed to turn into more of a stories, you know, movies, things like that right here, explaining social commentary through films and stuff. That is still the plan. We'll fully be going into that in 2024. As far as videos like this right here is concerned, we will begin posting these types of videos to Rumble, probably one a day, one every few days. I'll try to leave a link in the description box like always. But starting in 2024, these videos right here will be going to Rumble. And you ask the question, why am I pulling them off? Well, what recently happened with this Owen Schroeder, I think I'm mispronouncing his name, but what happened here has got me a little bit concerned. And now you've got the Liberty Safes ordeal where they actually gave away the location to a guy who was being surveilled. Well, they didn't give away the location. What they did was they gave away the combination to the guy's safe. This area in no way, shape, or form is me giving up, but once again, it is my way of actually adjusting. Sometimes you can put your hands up and your chin down and keep going forward and make adjustments, but after a while, you're going to have to learn to actually move out of the way in the process. So these videos, like what I'm doing now, are going to continue to remain on this platform for the rest of the year, obviously, but 2024 is actually the actual, what I call, pivot point. Starting next week is when those video essays are going to come out roughly once a week. Longer form videos like this right here will come out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Of course, this is coming out on Friday. And of course, on Saturday, we'll try to get some of the projects out. Speaking of that there will be 2 more videos released over the weekend. And those 2 videos, one of them is going to be at this situation involving ESPN and Charter Cable. It just may kill their company. And of course, the other video is going to be the follow-up, the blue pill and red pill thing. That's going to be coming out. Basically a primer for a much, much larger video. Still, though, at the same time, though, obviously adjustments have got to be made due to the nature of the platform itself. With that right there being said, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys also share the video. Hit the notifications bell. Please leave a comment in the comment section. I would love to get you guys' thoughts, and I will see you guys later.